Speak again. Now, most of us have probably got a scar, haven't we? Whether it's after having your appendix out, stretch marks, or burns from an accident of some kind. Some people celebrate their scars. I imagine if we did a call out on what is your childhood scar, people would do it. But for a lot of people, their scars can be hidden by clothes. But what if your scars can't be, and they're on show all the time? One Londoner is trying to help people feel better about their scars through her Scarred Not Scared campaign. She produced a video along with a red flag and released it online through Vimeo. In it she speaks to other people in London who also have scars and about how it has affected them. Here are some of their stories.
I hated my body. On a good day I managed it. On a bad day, I would look down at my scars and they were a reminder of the worst time in my life.
I had 2 scars, and then I got something called compartment syndrome, which is where the pressure inside the arm builds up, and it's sort of bursting at its seam. One reason it's hard for me to empathise with everyone with scars is that being a guy, having sort of a scar is quite a manly thing, and so I don't really mind it. And in fact, quite a few people have said, that's quite cool.
So when I was 6 years old, I started to get spots. The spots have gone, but it's left me with really bad scarring all over my body, but not on my face. I went through years of bullying at school. Parents especially, they would think I was dirty. I'm not dirty, I just have spots. I still wash. I probably wash more than anyone without spots does.
So a varied response to the scars there. Michelle Elman joins me now. Michelle, thanks for accepting our invitation to come on. Intrigued by this, we were. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. How did the video itself come about?
Well, the video was created after my initial post went viral. I did a blog post last summer of me in a bikini showing my scars, and it was called People with Scars Can't Wear Bikinis, because that's what I used to think. And then all these responses came flooding in, and I started to realize that it wasn't so much about the scar, but the story behind it that was important. And I started sharing them and wanted to create a video of all these responses that I had got from the first post.
You see, but what I got from that, and I mean, obviously I've just got 52 seconds, is that the way I feel about it, really, as a bloke, the scars that I've got, I kind of see them as, badges of honour, war wounds. Tell us about how it plays out differently.
So the first time I remember having a negative response, I was about 7 years old, and I was trying on a bikini in a changing room, and I came out, and it was sort of the look of pity. And you see, at the age of 7, you don't realise that you're any different to any other person, and you don't realise that it's a bad thing that you have these scars, or it's a bad thing what you've been through. But when someone looks at you with pity, you realise that, oh, maybe this is a bad thing, maybe I shouldn't be showing my scars, and maybe this isn't normal. And so to realise that at such a young age, and then and it's sort of painted as an ugly thing. I mean, as Theo said in the clip, it's a manly thing. So it was an unladylike thing for me to show my scars or be proud of them.
No, I get that. I'm so sorry I didn't ask you. Just, if you don't mind, just so that we can almost picture it, just give us an indication as to where the marked scars are that have blighted your childhood.
The majority across my abdomen. I've had 15 surgeries, a brain tumour, a punctured intestine, an obstructed bowel, a cyst in my brain, and I have a condition called hydrocephalus. And I have scars on my ankles, on my stomach, and on my head, but thankfully that's covered with hair. So,
But you say you're sick of hiding your scars. If you show your scars, won't you also get sick of explaining your scars?
Well, so the thing was that because no one's talked about it, I assumed I had to hide them. And I don't feel like you should have to hide them, but instead that you have a choice. And so when you have a choice to show them, and now I do choose to show them, it's the fact that I shouldn't be embarrassed about it, and there's no shame attached to it. But when no one talks about something, and when you get looks of pity or disgust, you feel like you should be embarrassed. And then so you assume that you should be embarrassed of your own body, which in turn means you're embarrassed of yourself.
No,
and your experiences.
I absolutely get that. But therefore, my question is, how surprised have you been by the number of reactions, by the fact that it has gone viral? Did you feel as though you were suffering in your own? Was this an outlet? Was it cathartic? And have you been shocked by the number of people who've gone, yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I feel that.
No, I was definitely shocked by the number of people who came forward. I've always felt that I used to volunteer in Great Ormond Street, and I used to walk around the ward and think every single child in this hospital will come out with very similar problems to me, yet there's no discussion about it. So I knew that there were people going through it, and there was just no voice for it, and there was no forum to discuss it, and no community. And that's what I feel like I've built on my Instagram account, because we do talk about this. We talk about the pain, because scars are sometimes still painful, and the skin around that area tends to be... And it's these kind of conversations which do need to be spoken about. I was surprised how positive the response was. I mean, even the editor of the Daily Mail prepared me for negative responses and told me before she released the article, by the way, just don't read the comments. Being a bit stubborn, I did anyway.
You would.
Yeah, you would, just for interest. And it was mainly positive. I think there were like 4 negative comments, and that was it. And it wasn't anything to do with the scars.
I'm so happy that you've started a conversation that people can have with you, and it makes you feel better about how you look, and that other people are like you, and I hope you don't have to hide them anymore. And if you don't mind, we're going to put your stuff up on our Facebook page so that if anybody wants to go and have a look, they can also do it. Really fascinating there. That's Michelle Elman talking to us about body confidence, and she's a body confidence coach, in fact, from Earls Court, putting up pictures of herself in a bikini, and you heard that whole list there of things that have happened to her and scars that she's got. And unless it's what we've discovered on this show, isn't it? Unless you're brave and you put it out there, then you don't know. You think you're suffering something on your own, or you'll think you're the only person who feels this, and it's only when you take a chance to put it out there you find out you're not the only one. So that's fantastic. As I say, we'll put that up on our Facebook page and get your responses.